How do you calm your nervous system and learn how to regulate that nervous system from your feeling body? And this is a response. I put out another video about calming your nervous system and awakening to your true self. And thank you, Jew555, for reaching out with a comment saying, hey, I want to know more about the feeling body, about the feminine nature of our nervous system, and how do we calm that? Can you talk about that? Because in this other video, I was focused on the mind, learning to calm your mind, which is our masculine, the solar part of our energetic field, and working with heart coherence, learning to come into the heart, bringing our focus and our awareness into the heart, and breathing and relaxing, feeling into what's here. This creates coherence and it stills our mind. And this is an essential thing to learn how to do, and you can learn to do it in, like with a breath. And bring your mind down to your heart, and it just brings you into a place of stillness. But in our feeling body, it can be more complex in a sense. And this can be our shadow. This can be this whole domain of all of our patterns and programs and traumas. All the things that we've perhaps tried to push away, to get rid of in our life. We all have different trauma in our lives. It's what helps cultivate our human essence, our human experience. But it can become overwhelming, especially if you've had a lot of abuse in your life. And I can know this well, and this sent me onto a lot of addiction and depression, deep despair in life. But it's important that we're able to feel those deep feelings. But they can become overwhelming to the point that either we're just lost in them all the time, just can't even find our way out, just feeling so dark and lost and overwhelmed with the grief of the state of the world, all these things. It can be too much to handle. And so we either get lost in it or we try and push it away, try and clear it out. And often in the modern world, right, we just get very mind-centered. Our energy shifts up here, this positive polarity. We know we're creators, we can take action, this is all the masculine energy, creation. And it's beautiful and it's powerful, and if you get lost in the darkness, you can't even find a place of confidence or knowing within yourself. You can't really aspire towards higher ideals because you can't even really conceptualize it. You can't feel into that. But we get lost there. And these practices of calming the nervous system can often just be about the mind and mindfulness and coming to a place of center, which is beautiful and powerful. It's important. But there's something deeper. This is the deeper embodiment work of really embodying the truth of who you are. Bringing your divine essence, this divine power and consciousness, pure awareness that you are fully into the body. So learning to calm your nervous system is about coming into the heart, which just stills that mind, but then now feeling down and down into your body, down into your roots and down into the earth. Most of our suffering comes from feeling disconnected from the earth and from the light and from God, the very source. It's all one. And so coming into the heart and feeling down is just a way of really bringing us back home. But this can be very scary because this is where all of our shit lives. Right? All the deep dark stuff. All the wounded places, all of the deep needy and the sorrow, the grief. This is where it lives, and so in the attempting of calming and of grounding, we might feel a lot of those things. And it's okay. You just allow it. If you can really develop this deep central channel, establishing this deep root still in your mind, and you're just feeling what's going on in your body. And if you're not overwhelmed with emotions, or if you are, you just let them flow, right? Can you just feel them, be willing to feel into them without any story? Just feel it fully. This is the practice. And by feeling it, allowing it, it's just presencing. Just being present with what is. This is what nature teaches us. When it's calm, when it's peaceful, when the birds are singing, when the sun is lightly shining, the river's flowing. You know, nature teaches us how to be what we are. But we can't always be in nature. Maybe we can, but in our modern world, our lives, there's so much going on, things we have to do and all of that. Can we reconnect with what we discover out here? Yes, we can. And we can come into the heart and feel down into our body and just be present with what is. And can you notice where you can't feel? Like, are there parts of your body you're not aware of? That you literally actually don't have a sense of how they are right now? This is a very clear indication that you have some sort of trauma, blocks or darkness or wounding that you've shoved away. But just see if you can feel into that part of your body. Or it might be very tight. You might be holding all this tension somewhere, especially we tend to hold it down in our lower belly or maybe down in the sacral area. Maybe it's up in the shoulders. Can you feel into that? Can you just breathe and invite any of those tight or stuck places, those stagnant places, can you invite them to open more? Just allowing yourself to be in the heart and just ground down into the earth, into the heart of the mother. And be willing to feel and just be present with what is. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to fix yourself. There's nothing about you that's really broken. This deepest part of yourself is your wholeness. The truth of who you are. This divine essence. Always whole. Always free. Always at peace. Always deeply connected to the very source of life, to that sense of safety and being at home. And by cultivating this capacity in yourself, you actually are inviting your human and your soul to feel safe to be here. You might think our soul would always feel safe, and it does in this greater sense. What I'm talking about here and how it relates to your nervous system is that our trauma and disconnecting, bringing our energy up, becoming very masculine dominated, trying to take charge and take control of our life, these essential capacities, it cuts off, it constricts, it limits our fullness. And our feminine energy center, our feminine aspects get cut off, never can fully. they just get diminished greatly. We become very polarized. And you can feel that. You can feel how we just shift. Okay, yeah, it's safer up here. This is more safe. Being down here, I don't know. I don't know. It's not safe. Right? This is the state of the modern world. We've forgotten how to be safe, how to be at home in our body. So we have to keep practicing really grounding, rooting down, and spending time out in nature, walking barefoot, just sitting in some place like this, just being still and allowing yourself to settle and feel the earth. Feel how that settles your whole system. Allowing you to come into this alignment with this deeper peace and presence, which really is your natural state. You're just actually coming back into your natural resonance the more that you practice this. Just being present and feeling it fully, feeling fully into everything that shows up. Because when you're in the heart, there's this fire of consciousness. There's this source energy that's flowing through you. This is the very core essence of what you are. And as you tap into that deep root within yourself, this energy begins to flow even more powerfully. From head to toe and toe back up to head. So our whole field of energy becomes harmonized and balanced. And that our masculine and our feminine essence and energy experience comes into this unified place here in the heart. And then we go into the deeper heart and expand into our fullness, fully welcoming in our solar power, resting in our lunar essence, just being an embodiment of our true self, this core essence of peace and love, stillness. So you just keep practicing, keep surrendering into that core. Breathing into the heart, stilling that mind, bringing it here, and feeling down into your body. Just wanting to ground the energy. And this is something you can do to begin your day. Beautiful thing, beautiful way to begin your day. I do this full prayer, opening up, connecting to the solar energy, the father energy, this crown chakra, this upper energy, and in gratitude to the mother, to the earth, to this lunar center, grounding down in that and feeling it in the heart, feeling both of these energies coming through in gratitude for the gift of being here, being alive. But it's not just some idea. Learning to work with your energy, your masculine and your feminine, your solar and lunar energetics within your field, and how they relate to your physical body, and this flow of energy, creating this central channel, this axis of energy, of source energy, empowering that and embodying that. And that light that comes through you can begin to dissolve the blockages. Just welcome in all the feelings, the stories, the patterns. Beginning to alchemize them back into your wholeness and expanding. This is why when it's safe for your soul, safe for you to be here, you start to descend deeply down into this embodied place. Fully present, fully here right now. And then you can practice this throughout your day. Take a few breaths. Breathe into the heart. Breathe that out. And then breathe up and through your heart. Up to the heavens. And breathing that out and down into your heart. And then breathing down to your roots. Breathing that out and into the heart. And then just expanding and resting in presence. Just being what you are.